You talk to America's farmers, they'll tell you these are tough times. A combination of high operating costs, low commodity prices, and lost markets has had devastating repercussions on the agriculture industry and the communities built around it. CBS's Lana Zach is in Davenport, Iowa tonight with new details on the growing crisis.
Farmers say this has been a perfect storm. They were already battling higher growing costs and crop disease, and now China, which had previously purchased half of all U.S. exports, has pulled out.
U.S. soybean farmers are starting their harvest, but they face steep losses that could fuel farm bankruptcies and foreclosures nationwide.
This is awful discouraging. You know, we do our very best to grow a good crop to feed the world, and then we can't hardly give it away.
Many growers say they feel betrayed. Last week, the Trump administration gave Argentina a financial lifeline, a $20 billion loan. But Argentina then cut the price of its own soy exports to China, undercutting U.S. farmers.
We don't do so. We're not going to have no family farms.
In Arkansas this month, hundreds of farmers packed into a church to plead for help from the government.
I'm in the worst shape right now that I've ever been in.
With prices for crops crashing, farmers are doing everything they can to stay viable, even selling off equipment. Joel's Tractors in Strawberry Point, Iowa saw a 30% jump in farm machinery up for auction this year.
Put a finger full of grease in there.
Keeping aging tractors running has Lawrence Christensen and his team working at full throttle.
The demand is stronger than the availability.
New equipment costs have increased by 60% in the last 8 years. John Deere, a U.S. manufacturing icon, says U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum will cost them $600 million this year. Over the past 2 years, the company has had to lay off 2,500 employees.
Majority of my family works here.
Gabriel Gomez was a proud Deere employee, following in the footsteps of his dad and uncles. Friday was his last day.
It's like a kick to the gut, right? When you're getting laid off after you've given 20 plus years to the company.
When you think about these tariffs and the ripple effects that they've had, do you think it's worth it?
You know, you hope that possibly in the long term they would be helpful. Currently here in the short term, it's really killing us. We were sold that we were going to do everything we could for the American workers, and we're seeing quite the opposite at this time.
President Trump says he will make it up to farmers, promising them some of the tariff revenue. But here in this area where John Deere is headquartered, the economic losses are hitting the entire community.
Can someone from Maga please explain how the U.S. soybean farmers are being made great again? Because not only did China stop buying U.S. soybeans back in May, but they're buying them from Argentina. And if you read the news lately, we are now subsidizing the Argentina government. We're propping up their government by sending them billions of dollars while they send and sell soybeans to China. So we are now subsidizing our competitor and the farmers of Argentina while our farmers are stuck. Are we great yet?
I want to talk about something that's not talked about that much. All these farmers, I don't know, 70, 80% of them vote for Trump. They got bailed out again. These guys get to be racist fucking assholes and vote for Trump even though it's going to hurt their business, and then call everybody a socialist and then get bailed out by us. If you know a farmer that voted for Trump and got help with the government, ridicule that fuck out of them. I'm sick of these fucks, man. You know, they can't sell their crops to China anymore, but at least trans people are scared, right? E-I-E-I-O. Fuck American right-wing farmers. Fuck you. This is from me, and this is from the heart. You put us through the misery of having a racist asshole in charge, and you get bailed out both times. That's how much of a piece of shit you are. You know he hurts your bottom line, but you'll know you'll be bailed out. Fuck MAGA farmers. Fuck them. Peace the fuck out.
Tennessee farmers are reaching out to lawmakers seeking help as they try to deal with the impact of tariffs. Some fearing they may go under if something doesn't change soon. WRU's April Thompson shows what farmers are facing in this trade war.
The impact of tariffs hitting home on the farmland. Farmers saying they are feeling the pain of the trade war.
There's less customers available to the farmer because of the Trump tariff tax.
Tennessee State Representative G.A. Hardaway says state lawmakers have been getting an earful from local farmers.
They're saying that their markets are drying up and their costs are going up. Those countries which were buying from Tennessee, they've gone somewhere else, because the one thing you've got to have when you do business is reliability, and we're not reliable trading partners anymore because of this haphazard way that the Trump tariff tax has been executed.
He says farmers are asking local lawmakers to reach out to D.C. and ask for some stability and also some assistance. Joe Jennings is CEO and founder of Tilly, a Memphis-based agricultural company that helps farmers with business management. He has a term for what farmers are seeing.
This is probably as bad as we've seen it in well over a decade. And we've termed this Farmageddon because it's really the perfect storm.
A storm, he says, was brought on by the impact of tariffs at the same time as production cost increases.
Production, for example, here in the Mid-South, it cost over $1,000 an acre for rice producers in Arkansas and cotton producers in Mississippi, for example, $800, $900 an acre for corn and $600 for soybeans. So that's a good bit of money that they have to invest to grow crops. And with current market prices, they're all underwater.
He says farmers are losing anywhere from $100 to $300 per acre. At the same time, they're taking hits on equipment prices. Add in yields lost to floods earlier this year and just trouble with financing, farmers are in deep. Representative Hardaway fears this is only the first round.
That double whammy is going to have a lot of farms go belly up.
But Joe Jennings sees hope with federal subsidies for farmers and a decrease in insurance cost.
I think all strategies are on the table. Part of the income that we've received from the tariffs, that's a potential source of funds to help farmers. So that's being discussed now in the Congress. So they're looking at all the different ways that they can help farmers this year.
But he says there is also a must for farmers.
And it's also more important for farmers now than ever before to really be on top of their financials and their farm analysis and understanding these programs
to keep from losing the farm. Reporting for your news leader in Memphis, April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
You know what you tell those farmers? You know what you say to those farmers? When those farmers are going, shit, we're fucked. I don't know what we're going to do about our farms. I don't know what's going to happen to our farm. You know what you say to them? You say the same thing that Trump said about restaurants in 2020. Hey, don't worry about your restaurant. Don't worry about your farm. It'll be there next year. It's just somebody else might be owning it.
People effed around and now they're finding out. And no group of people is going to find out more quickly than farmers because they're really going to get screwed. With the cutting of this USAID program, they're really going to get hit hard because what was that program, or is that program, that is not being operated as it's supposed to be because of Donald Trump giving complete control of the federal government to the billionaire who bought him, Elon Musk. Anyways, what was the purpose of that? The purpose was to provide humanitarian relief around the world, and a big part of that was providing food to desperate people around the world. And what we did through that program is purchase a lot of agricultural products produced by American farmers and then distribute those products around the world. Now that money is being withheld illegally, but it's being withheld, and farmers are not getting paid, and their products, their agricultural products, are no longer being purchased by the federal government. I saw a guy, you've probably seen this, it's gone viral, some MAGA farmer complaining about how all these contracts he had to sell hundreds of thousands of dollars of agricultural products to the federal government, that's all being cut now. And he's out hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he specifically starts the video by saying he voted for Donald Trump. And he doesn't take that back, by the way. Apparently he's still a Trump supporter. And then he goes on to explain how all of these contracts, all this money he was getting, was through the...
Hey everybody, how's it going? So, the The big headline for today and tomorrow and the next couple of days is going to be the government shutdown. Before I get started, I really appreciate you all following and giving comments. Whether I agree with you, whether you agree with me or not, it doesn't matter. I do enjoy the comments. I always learn something from you all, and thank you. But let's go back to this. But on page 2, there's another story that you might miss, and that is on Tuesday, the largest one-time resignation of government workers is going to occur on Tuesday. 100,000 government workers officially lose their jobs because of DOGE. Now, I've been saying this for a couple of months now, that all of those cuts won't take effect until into October, November, because September 30th is the end of the fiscal year. Now, did you know that 768 counties in the United States have government or government enterprises as the #1 GDP in their county? Oh, but right, let's just cut that. Let's just round it off to 800 counties so I can do the math, and then we'll back it out later. So, as you know, that's 800 counties where government and government enterprises are the #1 GDP. But how many counties are the #2 GDP? Bing. I don't have sound effects and stuff. How many are #3? Add to that #3, where GDP is #3 in counties. Bing. And then #4, bing. And then #5, bing. And I could go on, and you get the picture how much America is going to be affected by that $15 billion infusion every year to local economies. But wait, if you were like me, I wasn't a government worker, but being in the military, I lived in Crystal City, but I worked down in Falls Church, okay? So, what does that mean? My spending income affected 2 counties. So all those government workers that I worked with, that lived and worked in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, they worked at the Pentagon, but they lived somewhere else. Okay, but you think, forget those government workers, those fat cats in DC. No, don't make the mistake. Places like Marietta, Georgia, places like Omaha, places like South Dakota, places like Georgia, small communities where they have government workers. Now, wait a second, that number I gave you? So let's double it. I think I already went over that, you know where I was going. So let's double it. And rough order of magnitude, that's how many counties in America, it's gonna be more than that, but that's how many counties in North America, not including all over the world, because, I know we're talking the U.S. economy. That's how many people. Now, here's the thing. There won't be 100,000 people unemployed in the next jobs report, or the jobs report after that, or the jobs report after that, because a lot of those people are 2-time retirees. So what they're going to do is maybe a bunch of them worked in the military, then they took a government job. Those people, they will just leave the workforce. Now, here's the kicker. Trump, in about 3 months, maybe 2 months, is going to have to go back and rehire a bunch of those people. Why? Let me get my dogs in the shop there. Why? Because they'll have found out that they made stupid ass cuts. So let's just give that for the thought for this morning. I really appreciate y'all being here. I know it was a little long, but I had to paint that picture. Thanks a bunch. You guys have a great day.
TikTok's new name is going to be changed to Maga Talk, and then they're going to change the name of the FYP page to the Frida page. This is breaking news just coming in. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but I'm hearing the rumblings of possibly, allegedly, that the new name for TikTok, now that it is bought from the United States of America, is going to be changed to MAGATalk, and the famous FYP page that we all know, the For You page, is going to be changed now to the Freedom page. Again, this is just breaking. This is just coming in. It's possibly, allegedly, there's nothing confirmed yet, but I'm hearing rumblings and rumors that those are the two major changes to TikTok. That TikTok is going to now have its name changed to MAGATalk, which I think is absolutely incredible. And then the FYP page is going to be changed to the Freedom page. You heard it from the Midnight First. Say you heard it here. And once it gets confirmed, I will absolutely come back and give you a part 2 about what this is. Midnight, I am out. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
If I could make it 100% MAGA, I would. Now that Americans will have operational control, do you want to see the algorithm suggest more MAGA-related content prioritized? I always like MAGA-related. If I could, I'd make it 100% MAGA-related. It's actually a good question, but I would, yeah, if I could make it 100% MAGA, I would, but it's not going to work out that way, unfortunately. No, everyone's going to be treated fairly. Every group, every philosophy.
That's a lie.
Every policy will be treated.
That is a lie too. MAGATalk. He says he would do it if he could, but he not gonna do it. We gonna see if it's a lie, which it is, right? Because you know Trump can do whatever the heck he want to do at this point. All right, like literally, like nobody can tell him nothing. Nobody steps up to him. Trump. This is. I keep telling y'all, this is America. All right, not America, America. This is Trumpica. All right, and a lot of people saying that they're gonna leave the app. I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of y'all that's saying that y'all gonna leave TikTok, I guarantee you ain't going nowhere. I'm just keeping it a bean.
I think this is hilarious. There's actually rumors going around right now that President Trump proposed changing the new app to MAGATalk, from TikTok to MAGATalk. What do you think about that? Now, but in all seriousness, there's going to be a new app. You're going to have to download it. A few things have been confirmed so far. 80% ownership is going to be in the US. 20% is still going to be to China. We are going to control our own algorithm that's going to be proprietary to the United States. We will still be able to see everybody else's videos on the app, but Americans' data specifically is going to be housed in America and not overseas. Looking like there's a March 2026 deadline. But what would you do if they changed the name to MAGATalk? What would you do? Let me know.
This shit's gonna go straight in the trash can. If you don't know what I'm talking about, TikTok will be changing its name to MAGATalk. Oh, but that's not it, because the For You page, it's gonna be called the Freedom page. And I get taking control of a whole platform, but this is absolutely wild. Like, how petty do you have to be that you're just like, absolutely, I'm just gonna make this fucking horrible for them. I'm gonna make sure that they have this shit all over everything. And this hasn't been confirmed yet, but I'm 99% sure that this is actually gonna happen. And I'm definitely not hating, because if this does happen, I can already see it now. There will be a huge fall in the percentage of people that actually use this app. And yes, there will still be a bunch of people that still use this app because they are gonna love this shit and be laughing their ass off. And I can tell that this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I'm not bothered by it. I just think it's a horrible move if it does happen. But there will be people that fucking throw an absolute fit the day this does happen. So if you haven't seen this, go look it up. If you have seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
What's up, beautiful and amazing souls? So it's Irene's Take here, and in today's video we're gonna talk about so many things, guys. The farming in The farming crisis in America is still ongoing day by day. Every day we get to watch news, we get to hear commentaries, we get to learn from the Americans themselves. They are actually suffering, and it's not all about the songs that all my enemies are suffering. No, it's not about that. It's something else that is happening in the United States of America. And guys, people don't have empathy for the MAGA farmers in America because this is what they voted for. And they were like, we are going to make Trump is going to make America great again. But look at what's happening now. Trump is making Israel great again. Trump is making Argentina great again, and they are still suffering when it comes to high cost of living. It's eating them harder. And also their farming equipment, the prices have really risen high. They cannot even afford to buy again. And when it comes to those that work in their farms, they reduced them by probably, by a quarter, or is it not by 3/4. A lot of them lost their jobs, and that is because the tariffs, it couldn't accommodate them to even pay the workers in the farm. And look at the deal that was done between Argentina and America. Oh man, America bails out, Argentina strikes a deal with China. This is just crazy, and nobody has any sympathy for them. If you hear Americans talking about these farmers, they are so mad because these people, they voted for farmers. When I say voting for farmers, it means that they voted for the Democratic Party, which was going to help the farmers. Remember, Biden himself had programs in place that supported farmers, and not only farmers but the small farmers. The USAID program, it used to support so many people, not only in America but also across the world. But now it has been suspended, it has been stopped. Who is losing now? We hear Americans crying more even than us. For us here in Africa, we are used to our lives. We appreciate the little that we have. And I thank God that we are so strong in terms of immunity, in terms of energy and everything. The only thing that really messed us up is the education system, because our education system, it was introduced to us and it was meant for us to actually, like after we are done with our schooling, we come and work for these particular people, the white people. On the other hand, when it comes to their education system, it's meant to, for them to be innovative, to be creative, and that's the only thing that I think they messed up with as Africans. As otherwise, but I thank God that countries like Kenya, they are slowly entering into skill-based education system, creative-based education system, which is one of the best of the best. So, okay, these farmers voted for Trump. Why are they crying now? That is the big question that most of us have. Why are they crying now? And remember, what they are facing at this particular point in time is exactly what they faced during the Trump's first term. And if you are really smart on this, why would you vote again for somebody that messed up your farming economy, and it doesn't really make sense. So on this, I think I should say confidently that they are on their own. And even Americans are like, there is no bailout. There should be no bailout, because of course if they bail out anybody or any organization, even the students, just anything, if you are bailed out, that means that it is the American taxes, the taxes of the citizens of America that is being used. And Americans are like, no, no farmer should be bailed out. They voted for this. Let them figure it out on their own. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen. But anyway, guys, you know what? This TikTok, Trump made a joke, kind of joke that, since this platform is just talking about me, it's all about MAGA algorithm. I mean, so many people and content creators are talking about MAGA until the algorithm has already known MAGA supporters, MAGA farmers, MAGA news, MAGA whatever. And now Trump is like, I think we should just name this application Maga Talk. It comes as a joke like that, and sooner than you know, you'll just see an app in our phones being, or sooner than later, you'll just see this app soon being named Maga Talk. And Americans have come out to react a lot about that, because I believe these are the kind of people that don't take things for granted. They really take anything that any person says seriously. And guys, I mean, I also believe, yeah, that could be a way of testing waters, Trump coming out and talking about MAGA talk, so that he can get to know people's perspective. What will they say? What are they thinking about this idea? And once it happens like that, it means that when it comes to data storage of the Americans, it's going to be happening in America. And also, like China is not going to be allowed to host America's data. When it comes to data protection policy and procedures, I really love America's Data Protection Data Act. I mean, it really protects the data of its citizens. I don't know if you've ever been called by somebody who lives in America. When they call you, you'll actually see like they're calling from it depends with the country that you're referring. Kenya, you'll think that it's a Kenyan number, but no, it's a way of their government protecting their citizens. They cannot reveal, or they'll not actually identify this or let you know this person's number. I really like that about American Data Protection Act. And okay, some people are like, the censorship is now going to happen. You see that what Trump is saying about MAGA talk, he wants to, ensure that everything that is being talked about in this particular platform is about him. And when you talk about one person, you really make him famous or her famous. It doesn't matter if it's in a positive or negative way. All of that is publicity, and it makes you to be known broader and broader, wider, and by so many people. So thank you so much if you watched the clip up to this point. I appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe.